familiar with As Seen on TV as a category? Kinda, maybe. Some people are, some people not. It's a little bit confusing, actually, because it's thought of, people think of it like, is that a company name, or is that an industry, or, you know, what is it? It's actually a category, and it's actually developed quite extensively since 1980, when the category first came to be. It's like similar to the hardware section, or the sporting goods section, a category in that way, or the knitting section, or the clothing section. Those are all categories. As Seen on TV is now a category, and the retail buyers have category buyers that particularly buy for the As Seen on TV shelf space. So the way this business model works is there's a significant amount of testing that goes on, and then there's a national rollout. So a lot of people have the misunderstanding that the money is made on TV, because that's what's most commonly seen. The little TV commercials, $19.95, but wait, there's more, you know, buy it now. Really, the money is still made at the retail store shelf. So for every 1 unit we sell on TV, we sell 5 units at the retail shelf space. So sometimes I'll work with inventors and they'll say, well, why would I want to license to a company when I can do it all by myself and make more? That's what they say. I can even hire my brother-in-law that's a videotape guy, and I can go buy media from these people I know that sell media, and I can make money selling my product on TV, so I don't really need anyone else. That's what some people will say. But when you think about it, doing that would be the most expensive way to get sales that you could imagine, because the cost of TV is very, very high. And we're not making money on the product through the TV sales. We're making money at the retail shelf space. So what's going on here is a massive operational infrastructure where the TV complements the shelf space sales. So if you were to go forward with a TV campaign in your local community, you know, maybe you'll make sales, but if you don't have a nationwide retail in the store so that when I'm going through the checkout line I say, oh, there's that product that's on TV, I'm going to buy it now. If you're not complementing TV with the retail rollout, it's going to be very expensive. You'd be better off to go, and if you want to go to sell it yourself, make it sell yourself, you'd be better off to go and get in a catalog, because there's not the costs there. You'd be better off to sell it direct online. You'd be better off to go out to a trade show and sell it there, because the expense for that sale is much less that way than it is for TV. It's very, very expensive to do the rollout for TV. So I wanted to kind of explain that. Now this here is the aisle. I took this myself. This picture, I was in Pittsburgh, and this is a Walmart, and you've got the As Seen on TV. Now the nice thing about the section is the products turn fast, and we have a ferocious appetite for products to come through. They come through fast. They get to market fast. It's like instead of throwing pebbles in a pond, we're throwing boulders in a pond. So it's a big splash, but it's not going to be on the market forever. It's a shorter time frame, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But we do have 100% fully funded licensing agreements, and that's what I encourage most independent inventors to go for, is come up with a problem-solving idea. You go for 100% fully funded licensing agreement. That means there's no money asked of you, so there's only an upside. That's what I recommend you start first at. Some people have already gone down the road of manufacturing. They already have prototypes. They already have a lot of skin in the game already. For those people, we have partnership agreements available on a very selective basis where we will allow them to come in and partner with us on the rollout, cut a little bit different deal with them because they have skin in the game, but we want a business-savvy person. We don't want somebody that doesn't understand the risks that are going on in this process, because in every way that you make money, there's a level of risk. So you've got to be able to know what it is and handle it. No submission fees. We're paid only on success. None of us are on salary. We're not on commission either, because we don't sell, so we don't charge submission fees like a lot of companies do, and we don't have any services that you would buy. We only make money on winning products. You make money, we make money on winning products. That's what we're about. Our group has been pretty good at finding winning products. We found and developed the Windshield Wonder. We did the Jupiter Jack way back in the day. You might remember that one. The Magic Mesh is one of our products. Right now we're rolling out the Easy View HD, which is a big product. It's going to be one of the number one products of 2014. And we have another product that I can't tell you about now, but it is slated already. Everything's done. It's going to be out in third quarter, and it's already projected to be a big winning product by all of the math formulas that have already been done. So, you know, we have a pretty good success rate. And we pay you full royalties too. There are a lot of groups out there. I'm not going to mention their names because you know them. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with splitting your royalties with people. Half of something's better than all of nothing. If you need the help, go get the help. You know. But if you can get the full royalties yourself, that's better. Most of the companies that charge or split royalties, they're just coming to our back-end service providers and working it through our same operational funnel. So if you come direct, you can get the full royalties. So I encourage you to do that. Questions? I know I dumped a lot. Questions? Yes.
So your company is called Will It Launch?
Yes.
And you don't get commission, but you're working for As Seen on TV?
No. Okay, good question. How does Will It Launch relate to As Seen on TV? The company I represent is Will It Launch. We review the ideas from the inventor. We create a winning product through some methods I'll tell you about in a moment, and then we launch it into the market on the shelf space called As Seen on TV. At the store, it's called As Seen on TV. Now, there is a company named AsSeenOnTV.com that sells all the products on As Seen on TV, and that's where it gets confusing. But that is just a company that said, I'm going to leverage an industry name. Like I could be hardware.com, or I could be clothes.com, or I could be, you know, schoolsupplies.com. They've just chosen to take that name, As Seen on TV, which really refers to a category within a retail store. They've chosen to take that name to, you know, get more business.
I still don't get it. Your company owns the shelf space and the media time, and you're ready to plug us in, and you make money, we make money, or your company hooks us up with that company that does that?
We're your direct source. We're your direct source. Now, in the As Seen on TV industry, it's very small. So there are strategic alliances that go on. There's some people that work and play well with others, and there's some people that don't. And so our goal is you come to me with the idea, we make a licensing agreement with you, and then we take that product on and put it through all of the different steps that I'll explain in a moment, so that you will see your product, hopefully, if it jumps through the hoops, on the As Seen on TV shelf space. Now, that As Seen on TV shelf space, that's just shelf space at a store, like hardware, you know. So there's a lot of different players that could be on that shelf space. Does that answer your question?
Kind of. I'll talk to you after.
Okay.
Thanks.
If it's not clear, please stop me, because, okay, let me go there, and there.
Does that include TV?
The question about licensing, when we offer a 100% fully funded licensing agreement, yes, we take over 100% of all the costs, the design, the manufacturing, all of the operations, all of the TV, all of it.
So what's your royalty rate?
I'm going to go over that in a minute because it's industry specific. He asked what the royalty rate is, so just hang on to that one for a second. I'm going to get to it. Here.
I think you can answer mine right away.
Okay.
Was the windshield kit that you had there, was that from the same manufacturing plant, or did you take it to another factory to get the price back?
When we offer a 100% licensing agreement, we generally will go to our own manufacturing plants because we already have relationships. There
Okay.
are certain times when if the inventor has a good manufacturer already established and it makes sense to stay there, we will. What we're really about is making the business model work so that everyone makes money and having the quality consistent.
Were you still in China for that second, when you developed that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard to get out of China for
I understand.
manufacturing. I know there's a big Made in America, and that's great. You just can't get the units and the margins
I'm
generally
worried about China
where we
right
need
now.
them to be for our particular market segment.
Steve Eisen
Okay,
made here.
yes.
Just in general, what kind of dollar range you work with? for
$19.95 and
successful
under
orders?
for the retail.
Right, but in terms of revenue generated, I mean, are these
Oh,
Good,
millions of dollars. If you see any of
10
the,
million plus?
any of product in this section of the store is selling at probably at least 1 million pieces, because they don't get there overnight. To get to that section of the store is a 12 to 18 month, very methodical process. It's very predictable, so that's what's so exciting about it. So this section of the store, you go in there and you look at the section of the store as seen on TV, almost every product represents an independent inventor just like you, who is probably a millionaire or very close to a millionaire because their product is there. So I would highly recommend when you go in the store, start looking, and I always say thanks, because where else in the retail store are you going to find that conglomerate of independent inventors that really made it that far that fast? So did I answer your question? Okay.
I think you just said best price point is under $19.95?
Retail under $19.95.
Is that, just out of curiosity, because I've done stuff with TV Net before, and with QVC Net, and usually they want it above $20 because otherwise it's hard to get the value by the time you pay your freight and handling and stuff like that.
Right, okay,
And
you're
so
mentioning you've done stuff with QVC and you're wondering about the $19.95 is the question. Here's the thing, QVC and HSN are not as seen on TV distribution companies. QVC and HSN are no different than Walmart or Cabela's or any other retail store. They just happen to use TV to sell their product on. So they require that you have inventory. So they're no different than if you were going to sell your product to Walmart. You can't go to Walmart and say, I want you to license my product. Generally, they don't license products. They sell products that inventors have already made into real products, and the inventor is building a business, buying product at a manufacturer's cost, selling it at a wholesale value to Walmart, and then they mark up the price and sell it for retail. That's exactly the same business model as QVC, as Home Shopping Network, as most any of those online TV salesy kind of shows. It's the same business model. That's a different business model than what I'm talking about here with As Seen on TV, where what we're doing is we're making our money in the retail shelf space, but we're basically offsetting the ad cost by a massive television campaign that drives consumer awareness and creates inventory turns, which is what the retailers want, which is why you see them all expanding their TV, their As Seen on TV section. Yes?
Okay, so how do you manage your production then?
It's very,
Very well.
it's
No,
a
I mean,
whole
okay,
big
so-
process. How do we manage our production is the question. It's a big, well thought out, micromanaged down to the milli-unit
Right,
process.
so how is that different from the other models that you just talked about?
It's not.
Okay,
It's just a big company doing it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take two more questions, and then I'm gonna move on, and we'll catch you around. Go ahead.
I'm coming in late to your presentation, so I apologize. You have the selected partners, those are the Walmarts and so on, right?
Yes, the end game is to be in generally Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath & Beyond, and I just noticed a big Nebraska Furniture Market aisle too, but those are the big ones. Walmart, Walgreens, CVS.
And specifically within those stores, under the banner of As Seen, is a segment in the store for
Yes,
that.
under
And
the
if
banner of
they
As
don't
Seen
offer
on TV.
that, they wouldn't be a partner for you. So
Excuse me?
there aren't other venues that you would market a product in, other than those
We
select
sometimes-
partnerships that use that banner of As
Are
Seen
there
on
other
TV.
places that we market products is the question. Yes, more and more. This is the sweet spot. This is what works. But as we know, the world is changing. Things are moving faster. What was right today isn't going to be necessarily right tomorrow. So we are open to change. And there are some times where I have noted with some of our rollout plans where we have ended up manufacturing and going into catalogs prior to this, but there's well thought out business reasons to do it. And it has to do with time and the product and a variety of other variables that make that the right thing to do.
Thank you.
Okay, one more.
What's the average lifespan on the shelf for As Seen on TV products?
Average lifespan for As Seen on TV products is 1 to 5 years. It's a short lifespan. That's where I said the big boulder. So it's not like you need a 17-year patent. All the money's made in 1 to 5 years. Okay, so I'm gonna roll on here. These are great questions. Keep it up. These are good.